welcome to...
Hello, and welcome to another riveting episode of Losers Watch The Ultimatum, Season 2, Queer Love.
I'm Crista.
And I am Brandon.
I'm Crista.
And I'm Brandon.
Hi.
And we're going to talk about The Ultimatum, Season 2 of Queer Love. And we started Episode 1 until we got to the choice, and we're starting right now at the choice.
Which rocked my world.
Yeah, she was wrong about stuff.
So were you.
Shh, you don't know that?
I was surprised. I was taken aback and confused and scared.
Okay, before we get into choices, I would like to talk about how we open up with AJ continuing to be the villain of this season.
Until she isn't anymore.
Shh, spoilers. We start off with her complimenting Bridget, and then Bridget calling her out and how she behaved over the course of the week, feeling like everyone was her number one pick. Bridget was upset by that.
Yep.
But that Bridget saw it coming, so she had an actual plan, which is good.
AJ said that we're all compatible in some form, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, stupid. AJ talks about how nice it is that Marie is just in general, and she'll be a sub for her.
Well, and like, AJ still just deflected the whole time, and Bridget was like, no, let me tell you exactly all the shit you did wrong.
Yeah.
I commended her for that.
And then...
And Brittany wasn't surprised.
No.
By any of that. Like, Brittany was like, I'm not surprised because she is...
always a flirt.
Yeah, and like very charismatic, and so she's not surprised that all these people had this weird connection with her.
Yeah. AJ also talks about Marita.
Yeah.
Because that was another person that she was possibly going to get with.
And then we let Marita choose first.
Marita is the first person to choose.
The way they did the choices were really weird. Like, why did we ask AJ? Or did we ask Bridget first, I guess? But then we didn't ask Bridget to pick first.
No, it's Marita.
Marita. No, but that's what I'm saying. We first talked to Bridget.
Yes.
And then talked to AJ. And then we were like, okay, Marita, you take your choice. Like, it was a weird order that we decided to let the people choose in, which was literally just to set them up for failure.
Yes.
Of that person isn't going to pick them.
Yes. And I think that they set it up this way because there's so many options for everyone to choose. Because in Ultimatum Regular, you only have 6 options, where in this one you have theoretically 10 other options.
Yeah, I guess.
So maybe it's that way.
So they asked Marita what her choice is, and Marita picks AJ, no surprise.
And then Marie also chooses AJ?
Yeah, which was also weird that they then asked her before the whole thing was weird to me, but anyways.
Well, you have multiple people picking the same person.
I know, but it was very stressful. So...
AJ chose Marie.
Marie stands up and says that she can picture marrying AJ, and then AJ picks Marie. Yay. Didn't see that coming at all.
Yep.
Says she could see herself marrying Marie one day, even though she doesn't want to get married. Weird. And then Marita's upset because she didn't date anybody else, really, because she was so set on her. So she's very upset by it all and, like, confused.
Yep. Shocking.
So then we move on to Pilar, who talks about Kyle and Bridget and how... she had a connection with both people in the couple, and it went well.
Yeah.
And she thinks Kyle would challenge her more than Bridget would. So then we let Pilar pick, and she picks Kyle.
Yep. And Kyle picks her.
Yep. So that one was easy.
And then Bridget chooses Ashley.
Which we knew was going to happen from the last episode.
Yep.
So, and then Ashley picks Bridget, because that's literally her only option in this situation. So I'm glad that they figured it out. And she said that she felt unseen with Marita and felt it with Bridget. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And then Haley
chooses Megan.
Yes. So Haley realizes she has work to do with herself as well and wants to pick Megan. And Megan talks about how hard the split was. But once she let herself actually like get into the experience more, she and Haley bonded, which is good. And so they chose each other, and that was cute. And Megan can picture getting married to her, so that was good.
Sure.
Dumbass Dana talks about Mel and how she'd love to do the trial with her. And then Mel talks about Brittany and how well connected she was with both of them and the good communication with Brittany. And Brittany talks about how her and Mel, like, Mel calms her down a lot and helps push her and all this stuff. And then Dana picks Mel and Brittany picks Mel. And Mel picks Dana, not
Yes.
who I thought it would be.
Aw. You
So-
was wrong.
Which I'm also fine with because I think Brittany deserves better than Mel.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I'm
Especially
fine.
after seeing how, like, the show goes down so far.
And then Brittany and Marita have to pick each other.
Yeah.
But they actually, because Joanna gives them the choice of, like, do you want to do this or do you want to go home, basically? Because if you don't want to commit to each other.
Not go home. The last season of The Ultimatum had 2 people that were just doing the experiment alone.
But not by choice.
Right. And this isn't a choice.
Anyways, they chose to commit to each other. They didn't say that they would be alone. They didn't say they would go home. They asked if they were going to commit to each other, and they said yes.
Yeah.
And AJ's just stupid, so.
Wow.
And AJ goes, well, maybe it's the person that you weren't expecting is going to be the perfect one for you, to Brittany. Shut up.
I agree. Because at this point, AJ is a villain.
Yeah, no one asked you anyway.
Yeah.
Like, why are you speaking at all?
Yeah.
Just shut up. This wasn't about you. Anyway, so that's happened.
Should we do it by couple or by event? And no matter what, I think we should do it up until the group hangout.
Why?
Because talk about what each couple does until the group hangout, and then talk about the group hangout, and then talk about after.
You're making the group hangout sound really exciting.
Well, it wasn't really exciting, but like that was a pivotal moment kind of for, it was like the climax of the couples being in their new couple.
I guess. I don't know. Whatever you want.
Okay, couples.
Okay.
Who do you want to do first?
I guess Marie and AJ.
Marie and AJ.
Okay. They were kind of the first ones that we really, like, we saw Dana and Mel talk about their puzzles and whatever, but we didn't really, like, I feel like AJ and Marie were the first couple to kind of.
Yes, and we're still on, like, for the first episode after the recoupling.
Yes.
AJ is kind of like a star and a villain.
And my very first note is, holy shit, Marie is naive and doesn't see the side of AJ that we're seeing.
The player side?
Yeah, because she was like, I don't see anything they were saying about you. What? Okay. And it just sounds like Marie's kind of, like, my other big note was that Marie's really messy and AJ's very clean.
Okay.
Like, that's the way they came off when they were having discussions about, like, their living styles, basically.
Okay.
And I already was like, is that going to work? Because AJ doesn't come off to me as the person that's like, I'll just clean up your mess all the time. It's fine.
True.
That was my first impression of them living together.
AJ is a shoe person. And she has many, many shoes.
No surprise there. I could definitely see that in her.
Mm-hmm.
Being such a shoe human.
AJ does talk about seeing that she could marry Marie, even though AJ was the receiver and didn't want to get married.
Which is like my problem for a lot of this, I think, is that all these, so we talked about this, so every single person, we didn't realize it until we saw the group hangout, but every person who gave the ultimatum ended up with somebody who received an ultimatum, which in the end doesn't fully make sense in this experience, because you're then just with somebody who has the exact same mindset as your couple in regards to marriage.
Yes.
So I
also think it's silly.
Yeah, like, I just don't see the gap being fixed there between that. But whatever. Like, I mean, obviously it works for some of them and it doesn't for some others. So that's fine. It just was odd.
It's about growth.
So honestly, we didn't really see a lot more about them until the whole thing where.
Okay, well, so let's go back to Brittany and Marita. Oh, to kind of explain that, because like the major event is the fact that
Brittany got stuck with a couple she didn't want.
Yes.
And even though she's trying and her and Marita are both trying, it's still not what she wanted. So she's very upset and she talks to AJ twice. Like, that's basically because she needs that connection, because this isn't the person that she wanted to be in this trial marriage with. So she ends up calling AJ in the middle. It was like 10:30 p.m. I was going to say the middle of the night. To me, that's the middle of the night, but I'm 90. And asks her to meet up. So AJ ends up leaving and going to meet up with Brittany. And they both come back at 1:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And Marie's already awake, like waiting and upset, obviously. And then that's really kind of the end of that for a second until we see them talk the next day.
Right.
And Marie's really upset because she feels like everything that AJ said was a lie because she went and saw Brittany twice. But my confusion in that too was that whenever we find out that AJ just wanted to get the closure from her, like they were just getting that closure from each other. I think Brittany talks about it at some point, how Brittany was having a really hard time and wanted to talk to her, and they talked it out and talked about how this is going to really help them grow their experience together and whatever. Like, and then they decided they're not going to talk anymore. I don't think that AJ explained that to Marie very well the next day.
From what we saw.
So Marie seemed even more upset.
Yes.
And I feel like it took her a while to actually explain that in a way that Marie understood. But it basically made Marie have a spiral.
Yeah, Marie did not trust AJ after this point. And like this is basically where we stopped following them because
Yes.
up until this point, we were seeing like AJ and Marie the most.
Yeah.
They were going on little dates.
Mm-hmm.
Like little picnic dates and stuff. And like it was always going like back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, AJ comes the next day and talks to Marie out on the balcony or whatever. And like,
she says to her, like, I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen her twice. This is like where I was at, but now I'm fully, like, I apologize and I'm fully committing to you now. But I needed to see her, whatever, be there for her. But that's when we see Marie's aside about how she doesn't trust her anymore and appreciates that she said it, but like she's still upset and feels like a fool.
Yes.
And feels betrayed.
And like we stop seeing them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we really don't. We don't see them again until because a lot of other stuff happens, I feel like, in between. And we hit week 2 and we still don't see them for quite a while. I'm trying to figure out where we do see them again. And it's not until the night out.
No, it's before that.
Is it? Because maybe I just didn't find it important.
AJ and Marie.
Oh, I see it.
They had, so there was an event, not a real event. There was a time where a couple, Mel and Dana, were in a pool.
Mm-hmm.
So they were in a pool at this point and like just hanging out, goofing off or whatever.
Like in the apartment building.
In the apartment complex, yes. And they ignored the other couples that they saw.
Which were their 2 couples.
Yes.
So Marie was more hurt at this point because Mel didn't even acknowledge her. She didn't even look at her.
Yes.
And she knows she saw her. And then I do remember this now. And this is where Marie starts talking about kind of some of the trauma that she has that she thought she was over.
Yes.
And she's not. And basically she's just distracted herself this whole time. So she's never had to actually like feel through it.
Yeah.
And now she's feeling through it and having a really hard time with it. And is more... She explains to AJ that she's more resentful that she was able to talk to her couple, and Marie's doesn't even want to look at her when they see each other.
Correct.
So I think she was jealous and hurt by it. And that's like bringing up her trauma. And she's talked about her mom, right? It was her mom that was the problem?
I don't think it's at this point.
Oh, okay. And then so AJ said that she was putting things aside with her ex and asked that she does the same as well because she wants to help her and not hurt her. Oh, yeah. Marie's mom killed herself. It wasn't that conversation.
Okay. I thought that was a different one.
No, same conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
So she's angry at the world and has never had to process it because she kept herself always probably with her business and with Mel because they've been together for so long. That's so sad.
Nope. It really is.
So, poor Marie.
And I think this is where Marie starts talking about like how if this situation doesn't go the way she expected, she's going to lose like her job and her life and her partner and all the things. And
like everything.
Yeah. So it's a lot of loss that she's dealing with.
Well, it's hard because if you lose your partner and your job, like where do you live and how do you afford to live?
Yeah.
Like, and how much money they never have talked about, like, did they buy this food truck together that they have and they split it and now it's both their businesses, or did Mel have it already and Marie just helped her like along with it? Like, we don't really know because that would be really hard to lose literally everything in your whole life. Mm-hmm. And Marie's very nice. Like, I feel for her a lot in this show. I don't understand how she was ever with Mel. That's a very confusing relationship to me.
Yep.
I don't understand.
Well, she chose Mel and she chose AJ, and I feel like these are people of similar colors, you know?
Yeah. I guess. I feel like
And-
because she's so angry deep down, I feel like she like doesn't have enough, not respect for herself, that's the wrong word, but like I feel like she thinks she deserves something not great for her, which is sad. Because the people she picks are not great for her.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. AJ's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one to know, but
I look forward to seeing her with Mel because I'm curious how. I don't look forward to it because I feel like it's gonna go shitty for them. But I'm curious how they interact with each other because I can't picture it at all. Like them being a couple and being romantic and in love.
yes. And like the couples are never in love.
Fair.
Second.
If you were, you wouldn't also, why would you be on the show if
Yeah.
you're like super in love? No, I get it. I just, out of all the couples, that is the one that I think confuses me the most. Maybe Megan and Dana.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like Dana's a bully personality in a way. Like she is a lot and Megan is not. Megan's more quiet. And I feel like Dana probably is the dominant in their personalities.
Yeah.
And I feel like Megan has just always taken it. So in a way, I do understand their dynamic because I think that's what Dana was probably looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So them I understand in a way. I don't understand it from Megan's side. But Mel and Marie, I can't even imagine them holding hands. Like they just seem so odd to me as a couple.
Yeah. Okay, let's finish off.
AJ and...
No,
Oh.
they're done until the
okay.
group hangout. That's
Okay.
yeah. The next one we're gonna do Brittany and Marita.
You don't think we should just do Mel and Dana? Because
No, we do Brittany and Marita because we already started with them and they have almost nothing else. I don't think they even have anything else.
well, really, I thought they were cute. They did a couple like they did some stuff together, and you can tell that they're both like once Brittany ends off talking to AJ and they kind of close that chapter until the end of this. I feel as though they really both kind of fully committed, and Brittany was really trying to do the love language that Marita was looking for of the romantic side that Ashley doesn't bring to the table for her. And I thought that was really sweet. Like she made her dinner and they had like a cute flower on the table and candles, and they really tried to like be there for each other in a way. I thought that was nice.
Yes, but nothing really like they had no drama between them because they're just two people trying to do this thing.
Well, other than when, well, not drama between them, but
Yeah.
Brittany was having a hard time and she was crying and stuff. And Marita was super supportive for her and just held her hand and said, whatever you need, I'm here. I'll hug you. Do you want a hug? And just tried to support her in a way while she was going through it. I thought that was nice.
They did have one conversation where Marita talks about how she is not like she's a people person and she is not fulfilled in any aspect of her life.
Of work and stuff. Like she just kind of basically
Work,
feels
love,
like
friends. Yeah.
one, I felt bad for her when she was talking about her work. She was like, I feel like it doesn't fulfill me in any way, but I feel like I have to bring my best self for them. You shouldn't know. Just know. I hope she finds something in life that makes her feel like fulfilled in a way, because I didn't like her in the first episode, but as she kind of grew on me throughout seeing her in this show, because I don't think they showed enough of her personality in the first episode of who she is. I think they just showed her with AJ, and I think AJ brings out the worst in people in that first episode.
Yes.
So seeing her in a different environment with someone who's actually like who was kind and they had that different side, I thought I actually feel bad for Marita.
Yeah. I agree. I thought she was going to be a villain, and maybe she will be after the recoupling. Who knows?
But they brought each other flowers. I thought that was cute.
Yeah. Okay, who do you want to talk about next?
Dana and Mel, I think.
Dana and Mel? Okay.
Because we kind of already talked about them a little bit.
Okay.
Dana and Mel.
So we start off, the first big thing after the recoupling is Mel cooks dinner for Dana.
And she's a chef.
Yes, a food truck chef.
Yeah.
So brings in like all this delicious food or whatever.
I also was confused because like there was a time, I think it was before this, where we see them in bed or whatever talking. does Dana just sleep in a full face of makeup? Because she just has full makeup on the whole time. Like, they're, like, sleeping, and she's just full makeup.
She knows she's on TV, so she's just makeup all the time.
And they were up till 5 a.m. talking. What time does the show make you get up?
Talking. Wink, wink.
Well, I think they were just talking at this point. Anyways, continue about their food.
That was it.
Oh, they made food.
It was a show of love.
Yeah, because I think she said that she can't cook, right?
I have no idea.
I think
don't
Dana's
remember
not
that.
like a huge cooker. But then they talked about how Dana really trusts her, and she usually has like hard time trusting people. And I wrote that I actually like them together at this point, which pisses me off.
Wow.
Because I've changed my mind. But Dana said that she has strong feelings for Mel.
Yep.
And
Mel is tempting her.
yes.
Yeah.
And then they end up making out on the balcony.
Yeah, because I think this is after the pool. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
So-
they kissed in the pool, too. I'm pretty sure, didn't
No.
they? No? Okay.
No. They were just in the pool hanging out or whatever. Then they ignored their couple partners.
Yeah.
And then they come up because they're still in their bathing suits when they
Oh.
go out on the balcony, and then that's their like first on-screen kiss.
Well, and then Mel says that Dana is maybe showing her that Marie isn't the one for her. So that was already a point that happened. And then we see them in week 2. We see them, like, Dana's very needy, which I didn't get from the first episode. But she's, like, talking about how she needs Mel. And the only time they spend apart is when Mel is showering.
Yeah.
Even when they pee, they're together. And she, like, waits outside the bathroom door. Like, that's, like, insane.
I'm pretty sure that was a joke.
Maybe.
Pretty sure that was a joke.
The peeing thing?
Yeah.
Or the outside the door? Because the one time Dana was in the bathroom and Mel was like, I have to pee. And she was like, do you want me to leave? And Mel was like, no, you can stay.
Ugh.
That actually happened.
Yeah.
But I think Dana's a very codependent human being.
Yes, she admits that, and
Yeah.
she says it's something she's working on, quote unquote.
And they want to stay in each other's lives no matter what the decision is at the end of the day.
Yeah. Mel is opening to the idea of marriage at this point, and that's because of Dana.
Yeah.
For some reason.
And then my next note about them is them having sex.
Yes. They supposedly have sex. We don't know for sure.
But they are making out, and then they go in the bedroom, and then you hear a lot of moaning.
But you don't see anything.
But there definitely is moaning.
But you don't see.
So it's more than kissing, maybe isn't sex, but we don't know. But it happens more than once also.
Yes.
So I'm just don't believe it, but sure. And then they both said that they want each other in their lives again. They kept talking about that. That was a very, like...
It's a sticking point for them.
Yeah. And then they meet... No, they don't meet anybody. Right? We don't meet anybody on either of their sides?
I think we have a big, deep conversation about, like, Dana's mom. And that Dana wants to be settled down and have a family and, like, together still. I'm guessing Dana's mom is divorced.
Yeah.
And
Mel talks about how she doesn't want kids. And I didn't like when Dana was basically trying to tell Mel what she wants.
Yeah.
Like, she was like, I think you do want them, though.
You just don't know that you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Because you're with the wrong person.
So then Mel has to tell her, like, hey, I can't have kids. And if I tried to carry it to term, one of us would die.
Yeah.
Me or the baby.
Yeah.
So...
And then Dana goes, but you're in a partnership of 2 women. One other person can carry you.
Which, like, you're not wrong, but that doesn't change her feelings on the fact that she was told young that she can never have kids.
Yep.
And that's shitty for her because she never thought she wanted kids, but being told you can't is really hard. And her ex wanted kids as well, she talked about. So, which would be Marie.
Yes.
Yes. So I don't know. I just don't think... I personally think that Dana's personality is just so pushy that I can't...
No,
I-
he's awful.
Like, yeah, like, you're just too... And Mel isn't even... Like, my side of Megan is I think Megan is a more able to be pushed around personality with Dana. I don't think Mel is. Like, Mel comes off to me as more of a confident, like, more dominant person.
Okay.
And I feel like Dana tries to push Mel, and I feel like Mel pushes back more. Whereas I feel like Megan probably didn't push back a lot before. But I feel like you're trying to push somebody who isn't a person that can be pushed. And also she has very valid reasons to why she doesn't want to have kids. And you're forcing her to tell you by always being like, well, I know what you want more than you know.
First of all, any reason is a valid reason.
No, I agree. But like, she has health issues and she has a lot going on, and maybe she wasn't ready to tell you at this point, but you forced her to because you're trying to tell her that she's wrong about her own thoughts.
Yep.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is. We do meet Dana's family.
Oh yeah, her mom and her sister.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're very nice and supportive.
Yeah, they were super nice.
They do say that they loved Megan, though, which made it kind of awkward. Or at least what we were shown, awkward.
Yeah, so... Oh, wait, I think we said we met Mel's family, but we met Dana's.
We met Dana's.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure I said Dana. If I fucked up,
we met Dana. So then that puts Dana into this huge spiral because her mom and her sister said they loved Megan. And she goes into this huge spiral and calls Megan. And we can't hear what Megan's saying because we're just seeing it through a camera on Dana's balcony while she's talking to Megan. So I don't actually know what she said, but I don't believe anything Dana says about it because all we hear is Dana yelling at her and being like, I can't believe you're not going to support me. But like, if we heard the full conversation on Dana's side, I think she might be crazy later when she's talking about it because she just starts freaking out and saying that she's going to break up with Megan and she's going home and they're breaking up and you don't support me, so it doesn't matter, and you don't care about me and you don't give a fuck and blah, blah, blah. And to us, unless they sped it up, I feel like Dana didn't even give Megan time to speak.
Well, we probably only got snippets of the actual conversation.
Yeah, maybe.
So, like, we cut out all of Megan speaking.
But it was just like a crazy, like, she was losing it on that balcony.
Yes.
Yeah.
She started spiraling.
Yes. And then that's where their story ends.
Before the group hangout.
Yes.
To make her
crazy.
Spiraling in the group hangout.
Yeah. So, Bridget and Ashley. We really don't see anything about Ashley until like 40 minutes into every episode because I think their relationship either is just so smooth or so boring that we don't need to see it from what I gather about the two of them. But they ask about sleeping in the same bed and they're both ready to focus on each other. So that was kind of the first conversation that we saw between them. And then we see this tiny little thing of Ashley bringing her dog in, and that's the whole thing we see of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's they just really don't focus on them at all.
Yeah, like my first big note about them is they have a conversation and Ashley admits to Bridget that she isn't like sensitive or romantic.
Mhm.
And then she talks about her college relationship, which was very abusive. And it comes with a lot of like, they like physically assaulted me and I lied to police about it to protect them. Blah,
That was
blah.
wild. And that was 31 minutes into the episode, by the way, because I noted that. And then I felt really bad because I wrote that I feel like Ashley doesn't have much of a personality because I don't think she does. But then she started talking about being abused. And I was like, damn it, now I feel like an asshole. But she basically, the cop showed up and then she lied and said that nothing happened. So they left, but they were standing outside with her roommate and watched her girlfriend run at her and shove her onto the ground. So they came back in and arrested her. And then they went to court and Ashley lied in court because she didn't want her to get in trouble. And then they still dated for a while after that. That shit makes me so mad that people don't... I mean, I've never been in that situation, but I've seen that situation. I understand it's hard to leave. But you also, like, how do you not respect yourself enough in a way to be like, holy fuck, why do I think I deserve this? Because you don't. No one deserves that. So I feel so bad for her, and I feel bad for people that feel like they can't leave because you don't have because those people take your support system away from you. And then that's how they get you to stay because they corner you into it because now you have no one to go to. So why wouldn't you stay? They're your only person. That's fucked. I hate it. I hate people. And that's where that is. But her love language is acts of service instead of romance. And I just don't think her and Marita are the right fit.
Correct.
Because that's not what Marita needs.
Yeah.
And I don't know. So that's really hard.
Yep.
But I think Bridget works well with Ashley being an acts of service person.
Yes, she does. And she appreciates those things.
Yeah.
And the next time we see them, they do a pottery date.
Mhm.
And Bridget ghosts Ashley.
Yep, they do the ghost thing. Yep, it was cute. And that's really all we saw of them, I think.
Yeah, I think the next time we see them is the group hangout.
Yeah. So, yeah, pretty fun and fresh there.
Boring. No.
So then we have Kyle and Pilar.
Okay. Yep.
I think they're an awkward couple.
They are, but I think Kyle's an awkward person.
Yeah, Kyle's very quiet and shy at the beginning, and Pilar is somebody who can't stop talking. So I feel like it's a hard because she feels awkward in the silences.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes them a while to find a way to work with each other, I think. And like find their groove, and then it gets fucked up anyway. But also Kyle has pajama socks, and that's weird. She sleeps in socks and has specific socks called pajama socks.
Yes.
That's worse than the communal sock bin. I feel like we learn weird things about people on the show. And then I think, wow, am I normal?
No, you're not.
I'm normal.
No. You're also a freak.
I don't have pajama socks.
You're also a freak.
So I liked when they took pictures, though, for their little picture wall. I thought that was really cute. And I liked that they could talk about Kyle's relationship with Bridget.
Yep.
Without there being hostility towards talking about it. Like, I feel like Pilar didn't get upset or offended or anything when Kyle was talking about Bridget. And I think that's like a healthy thing to have in this because you just broke up a week ago. So that person is still fresh in your mind. And I think that's 10 years of your life. So I understand talking about it.
Correct. They have their first big conversation that we see. To open it up, Kyle doesn't like annoying people and will just leave a conversation.
Yep.
And apparently Bridget will just like get bored and start humming or something.
Yeah.
That was
Just
funny.
funny.
And then we get into Pilar asking why Kyle is so sure about like her relationship, and Kyle has had like one good healthy relationship, and that's with Bridget. And then Pilar is scared of the commitment of marriage, and Kyle's all like, no, this is good, I want this. And then this is a recurring theme of Pilar being like, but commitment is forever, and Kyle being like, I want to eat cake forever.
Yeah. It was weird.
Yes.
I find that Pilar talks over Kyle a lot and interrupts what she's saying a lot when they have conversations, especially when they're heated.
Yeah.
And that drives me insane. And I don't know if it's the editing or if they both just continue talking while the other one is still talking. And I'm like, I understand when that happens a couple times where like your words overlap a little bit, but like it was like a full sentence. I was like, holy fuck.
Pilar, you're so rude.
Yeah, like I can't handle it.
Yeah, it takes them a while to like get to know each other's like quirks, I guess. And at one point they have a conversation. Kyle says like she's really confused to how like Pilar can be so open to this experience and being all flirty, and Kyle's just like shutting that shit down because she's too into Bridget still. So like, Kyle, this is a bad show for you.
Yeah. And I get where she's coming from because some couples are able to do that and some aren't. But that's kind of the point of the show, is to really throw yourself into this trial marriage. And I don't think that, like, I think if you guys had sex on the first day, that might be a little questionable.
Yeah.
But I think having that flirty and the natural, like, touching that person's shoulder or holding their hand or whatever, like, if you guys are living together 24 hours a day, like, you really get to know each other. You're stuck. Like, all you're doing is talking and learning about each other. I don't think that the physical part is a horrible thing.
Okay.
And I don't think that, like, having the flirty banter, if that's where you guys are at, is fine. But if Kyle's not into that at all, then this was the wrong partner to choose.
I agree. And I think it probably was.
Yes. So then the whole ordeal happens where they went dancing and they went out and they got drunk.
Pilar tried to kiss Kyle, and Kyle said no. Then at the end of the night, Pilar came lips of firing, apparently, and they did kiss.
They made out and Kyle didn't stop at that time.
Correct.
But she felt like it was a mistake and she should have stopped her.
Yes. And then they both feel guilty.
Yes, for very different reasons.
Yes. So Pilar is sitting there being like, she feels guilty, but she spends that whole conversation being like, not taking responsibility for it
Yeah.
at all. And it's just like, no, it was confusing. You were giving me mixed signals. And like, this is why I did it. I did it because you think I'm too open to this or whatever.
Well, and then the other problem is that Pilar's feeling guilty too about how she's not thinking about Haley enough in this situation and whatever. And like, she doesn't know what's right or wrong because there really isn't a right or wrong in this situation. Like,
Yeah.
not this situation, but like the show.
Yeah.
Like, you are there for a reason. And then, but it's hard because I don't think they showed us enough, because I don't doubt that Kyle gave mixed signals, because later she does say, like, I think I was giving you mixed signals. But we didn't see that at all. We don't see much of Kyle giving that attention to her in that way. And that makes it annoying for me, because then I'm like, is Pilar just a psychopath? But then Kyle admits it later. So it's kind of, it was annoying to me that we didn't see more of it.
Yeah. But we probably didn't get the actual incidents. We're ignoring most of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But Pilar got super defensive too.
Yes.
And like, was like mad.
Yeah. So they talk about the first time, and then like we go to other couples, then we come back to the same to a different time,
Like
but
the
the
next
same
day.
conversation.
Yeah.
And
Where Kyle does
Yeah.
admit that she gave mixed signals and said that she fucked up, and like, she sees who Pilar is, and like, that Kyle feels like she's being a shitty trial marriage partner right now, like, so far. So I think they have like a good conversation in a way where they're kind of more talking about what they need from each other in a way, because Kyle realizes she's been shitty by giving the mixed signals and stuff.
Yeah, even though like we didn't see it. So
No, but she said that she's bad at communication, and that's what she's been trying to work on. So they're trying to find a way to move forward. Like, how do they keep going now? Because we're only in week 2 at this point, and they still have another full like week.
Yeah. But in this conversation again, it was a lot of Pilar like being defensive about the situation and being like, I'm not responsible for it. It was a lot more of that.
I guess. I don't know.
It was the same thing over and over again. But
Yeah.
I don't know. That irked me about Pilar.
Yeah. Well, and then Kyle gets really emotional.
Yeah.
But not because she's sad. She's emotional because this is, like, she says that this is like a first time that she actually feels we're very seen by Pilar. So she appreciates like the communication and the pushing to have the communication. And she just doesn't seem like, I think that her and Bridget have a different communication and fight. Like, I think they fight a lot. I'm curious to see what they are like together, because from the way that she talks about it, I think she shuts down a lot, and Bridget just like, they probably just fight and Kyle shuts down. And I think that the way, even though I know that we found her, like Pilar, to be not taking any blame, like, I feel like they found a way to communicate in that conversation and actually like stay calm and not get angry. And that was what Kyle appreciated.
Okay. Not wrong. I'll agree with that, I guess.
Why?
No, like, I don't know. I think you're extrapolating a lot, but I don't know.
Yes. Well, that's just how I feel from what they were saying.
Yeah.
Because you were confused why Kyle was crying
Yes.
at all. And that's like, that's how I felt when she was trying to explain it to Pilar. Because I think, but people are so different. Like, there's a lot of crying in this season.
There sure is.
It's kind of crazy. Like, I feel like we didn't see this many people cry before. But anyways, that's that conversation.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, for them.
We see them one other time, and it's like Kyle's sleeping on the couch to create a boundary.
Yep. Which made sense at the time.
Yep, they both agreed.
It's Megan and Haley.
It's Megan and Haley.
My favorite couple.
Is that the last one?
Yeah.
Okay.
My favorite couple.
Megan and Haley.
So Megan sleep talks.
Oh, okay.
That was like one of their first conversations, that she was like, I sleep talk. And then Haley was talking about that sometimes she sleep talks back.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was funny. I really like that Megan came on board with the show idea after she had that one conversation with Dana and realized that she should try this experiment out.
Was it that conversation, do you think? Or do you, like, that's what the show shows us, but like, or did she just have a good date with Haley one day?
Maybe. But I think she was ready to go home, though, when she talked to Dana.
Yes.
And Dana kind of was like, can you please just figure it out?
Or it could have been like, she could have said that, and then like the next day, Megan goes on a date with Haley, and it's just like,
Yeah.
wow, this girl's cool.
But that conversation made her not go home at the time.
You don't know that.
Maybe. But I feel like these two really threw themselves into this and found
For
a
sure.
good connection. And I like that. I think that they actually helped each other grow a lot. But my weird part, the part that I did find weird in the first conversation is when they talked about the physical happening and how Megan said that she's okay if the physical happens, but wants it to be more of the emotional side.
Yes.
Like that is what she's here for. But if the physical organically happens, then she's okay with it. But in the first episode, she was like, if Dana slept with someone else, that would be it for me. You can't come back from that.
Yes.
I thought that was weird.
But that could be like, and yes, weird. Not defending it, but in episode 1, when she's uncomfortable with the whole thing,
True.
she's like, yeah, she physically cheats on me. Like, that's a no-go. And now that she's committed to the situation and realizes that like she actually does have connection, her mind changes.
Yeah, okay. Fine.
Minds can change. Hopefully about a lot of these couples.
What else you got about them?
Okay. I don't know.
My next thing that I really have about them is that Megan was showing appreciation towards Haley a lot, and Haley seems very genuine when she talks.
Yeah.
And I find that it's like nice the way that they have been bonding through it. And Megan realizing, I think Haley really helped Megan realize that her family shouldn't treat her the way she's been being treated, and she shouldn't just accept it.
Yes.
And I know Dana
wants
the same thing, but Dana's doing it in a bad way. The way she says it is just like, you need to just stand up to your family and fuck them. And like, she's not helping her grow through it and like accept that she is different and that's okay. Dana's just like angry about it. And I think Haley really helps her grow as herself and feel more confident in who she is as a person and how her family should love her and accept her. And I really liked their conversations about it because I think Haley really had good advice in it. And it doesn't seem forced or pushed. Like, it's very genuine and natural when they're having those conversations. And I can see the growth between her.
Yes.
Like, them both.
Yeah. The next thing we see about them is Megan saw Dana at the pool and felt ignored.
But not even just ignored. She saw her and then swam towards Mel and went like, oh my God, she's standing over there. And Megan was like, great, this is fucking awkward.
Yes. But she didn't spiral.
No.
Like Marie did.
Yes. She's just upset about it. Like, she's just unhappy about it, which is valid.
Yeah. And then they talk about it and then we move on.
Yeah. Like, we don't mull it over for 4 days and ruin half our experience because we're upset.
Yeah. Next conversation we get, they talk about their intimacy and how they like what they've had at this point.
Yep.
And then they talk about like relationships in general and then how many times you should have sex in a relationship every week.
Because Haley is a very sex positive person for her relationship. They both are, but Haley's the first one to say it. And then we meet Megan's friends.
Yeah.
Which I thought was fun. They ask Haley some questions and ask her about... So this is where Haley talks about how her and Pilar have a baseline conflict and she doesn't have that issue with Megan. That right there, you're done. You shouldn't be with that person. If in your life your normal is a baseline conflict,
yes,
that you deserve better than that. Like, no one deserves that their life is just conflict every day. That's fucked. I thought that was I didn't like that. Like, I felt sad when she said that.
What do you mean? I wake up and put on my boxing gloves to fight you every morning.
We don't have a baseline conflict.
Pop.
But I felt like Megan's friends were very open to Haley. Like that, like talking to her, and they asked her a lot of questions, and they both got to speak a lot about the differences. And I think they were talking about how different Megan seems.
Yeah. Megan talks about how like she's just very good at bouncing off of Haley and their personalities just like coincide together nicely. And then Megan is more confident about her family situation because of this whole thing with Haley.
Well, because they asked her specifically, would you bring, like, Haley, would you come around the family knowing what's going on, or would you want to stay away?
Yeah.
And that's where she was talking about that. Which I thought was nice. She was like,
No.
I can push myself, and I think I can actually, like, be a person that stands up to them and brings her and says, like, hey, this is the person that makes me feel happy, and, like, fuck off. But her friends said that they think Megan and Haley look super comfortable together,
Yes.
which is nice.
And then the next thing we see is ...
Oh, them getting more intimate and maybe sex, question mark.
Yes.
Because we couldn't tell. And then I wrote deaf sex, though. Because they did talk about it. They had the
Talked about it
conversation,
after,
yeah, and said that they don't regret it, and they think they would have regretted it if they didn't do it.
Yeah, it would have, yeah,
Yes.
left this experience with cards on the table, etc.
Yeah. So I thought that was nice, but that's the last thing we see about them before the night out. Dun 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 dun.
So that's our 6 couples, and we're already at 45 minutes. So we're going to make the group hangout and what follows after its own episode.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
See you tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.